How are you guys doing? Today I thought why not go through the pairings and matches I'm going to be trying out in Season of Strife and go through even the talent pages and the way I am hoping to use all of my archers with the new T5 unlock. So let's just dive into today's video. Hello guys, yes, smash like, comment and subscribe for more daily videos. Me, MrSneakyy, the one and only. And here on Call of Dragons, we're going to be talking mainly about my matches I'm going to be running. I'm going to be doing a lot of archer talk. I'm going to be honest with a little bit of mage talk too. So if you want to learn about archers and learn about mages, this probably will help you in the long run. Even if you just listen to this video in the background, you don't realistically need to watch it apart from at certain points that I will warn you guys at. So first things first, we're going to be just looking at my heroes and what we're going to be running, right? Because you can see I do have a decent amount of heroes to choose from. I do need to level some up, as you can see. I am waiting still to the next season, so when we get the higher level mobs back in the Season of Strife, I'll be able to finish off these guys really quickly off, because we are nearly on the final stretch for most of them, right? But the marches I am going to be running, as you can imagine, is my archers, right? I've got 2 legendary archers awakened. I am working on my next archer, as you guys can tell, which is Magra. And we've got basically 3 archer commanders I could be running as primary heroes, which is really nice. So first things first, we've got to talk about Syndron, right? Because I love Syndron and mine is awakened now. And I'm able to do a couple of things. So the thing is with my Syndron, I am going to try and pair him up still with Syndron Freyga, see how well that does without the long-range talent now, because obviously long-range talent going in Season of Strife, our Syndron is a little bit weaker. However, we do get to replace this skill with a new mastery skill. And the one I personally want is Nico's to put on the Soaring Ambition. It's going to grant us, again, 20% normal attack damage, which is really nice for our march, as well as 20% counter attack damage. It's kind of giving people a way of, you know, not hitting us, because if they are, they're going to take some damage back, especially as a T5 player. So I do like that as an option, right? So obviously we're going to be running Syndron and Freyga, and then if I don't like that march, I have a backup, which is going to be Syndron with Kanara. Everyone loves Synkin. It's something I pioneered back in the day as one of the free-to-play mid-spender options as a GOAT march, right? And it is an absolute of a GOAT march. And it's no pun intended on the Satyr here at all. But Kanara is basically, how I put it as a Rise of Kingdoms cavalry player, is like Saladin. And what that means is this hero, even though she isn't really good at doing a ton of damage, she's really good at like stopping damage, right? So she reduces all damage you take by 15%, which is really good, as well as obviously reducing hero skill damage taken on top of that, which is really powerful when you have both of these combos on top. You'll figure out why she's actually so tanky, because she's reducing just all damage at a flat rate. And then on top of this, the physical counterattack damage dealt bonus. So this is like giving people reason to not hit you. So it's really nice that you can have Kanara and Syndron as a tanky lineup, where you get the best kind of like tanky archer in the game with the best single target DPS burst march hero in the game, right? So that's something we're going to try out with Syndron, right? When it comes to the talent page, this is my talent page I am going to be running. So I just wanted to showcase that for you guys. So the way I ran down this precision tree, I got overall attack, got the adrenaline rush, got the stationary weapon, because this is just easy. We really don't deal much skill damage apart from the crit on the awakening, which is okay. But increasing our overall attack by 2.5% is so much stronger for our march. So we're going down the 2.5% march, and then obviously increasing our normal attack damage through onslaught. And then what I do is put 5 points into Cool Under Pressure, into Intrepid and Unstoppable for all that critical goodness and crit damage, and then finishing off with Mighty Slash. I might change this later on for Mark of War, just to increase my attack over the longer I'm in the fight. However, I do prefer Mighty Slash. It just gives me guaranteed value from the get-go compared to having to build up this potential Mark of War to get the true value out of it when you get a decent amount of attack built up, right? Once we've got all of this unlocked, I actually went straight away and got 5 points into marksman attack and marksman speed. Why? Because we need that 15% march speed, and I was tempted even of taking 10% here instead of this 4% normal attack damage bonus. I'm going to be honest with you, I really were, but I just thought I couldn't. This is just too much not to take. So I took the 5% here, took the 5 on here, and with the final 7 points, I put the 5 points into Irrepressible, giving you the mitigation that you're going to need. And then the one thing this match does lack is Rage Generation. I thought, why not put 2 points in it? Because the thing is, with a little bit of Rage Generation, it's a 10% chance to obviously give us 20 Rage. With our, rapid fire, we get double the attacks, and now with Might and Slash, we have the chance of doubling attack again. You can see where we potentially have chances of getting 20, 20, 20 really quickly, for example, and it's a nice amount of just extra rage just to get you back onto your skill 1 again, which I actually prefer now. I've actually started preferring getting that regen on that skill 1 a little bit sooner by even a turn than some players, right? So this is going to be my syndrome page. You can take it if you want. There we go. So now we're on Nico. Yeah, we're going to be running Nico next season, boys. And that is because we have him awakened. Anytime we defense break, which he already does, we're going to be doing some extra damage. We also have Rattle Spear, which also has an additional effect when we defense break. We ignore even more, which is really nice. As well as the new change. There's a new change to this artifact. It doesn't work like this anymore, which I've noticed, which is really nice. So we're definitely going to be using that with the Snow Peak Rock, right, to give us all of the good. We're going to be working on the Snow Peak Rock, as you can see. I've already got the crit on it. I need some more like levels on these crit rates, and then we're good as golden. But the thing is, with this March, obviously I want Kanara, and you guys have seen she's not awakened, so I'm not going to have that super high uptime on the defense break. So what we're going to do with my Nico and Kanara, or my Nico, I've got a couple of things down the road. So we're going to do one thing that, big shout out to Modena, because I've seen Modena run this over in TFS for God knows, and in FS when we played Nico and Guanwin, just to maximize on as much single target DPS as we can, because we have some really good poison damage, as well as obviously this stack of damage, plus we get 10% just more damage, which is really good. And especially with T5, which I am now as an Archer player, it's going to be really hard hitting. So we're going to try this out and see how it does with Nico and Guanwin. We're also going to try Nico with Craig as a T5 player to showcase how strong this bleed effect actually is with T5 compared to T4. But then the other thing is still Kanara. So one option I'm going to do is potentially swap my Kanara over with the Nico. So Kanara is going to be the primary hero. And I'm going to try a really funky page, guys. It is funky. You've probably not seen something like this before, but it will make sense. So this page here is going to be the page I'm thinking of trying out, right? Because the way this page works is really easy. I'm going into the control tree to grab Soul Siphon, and I've taken basically all of the damage reduction possible, as well as the counter attack damage bonus for my March, meaning it's as tanky as possible, which is great. And anytime I get targeted by stuff, I'm stealing rage, which is really nice. But I put 1 point into ambush, and that is only 1 point, and I only need 1 point into it, because this is going to allow me to defense break with a 10% chance. for 5 seconds, which is very powerful. It's got no cooldown either, guys. It says no cooldown. You can launch a normal attack. You have a 10% chance to defense break for 5 seconds. It's so powerful. So by putting that 1 point there, I've kind of unlocked my awakening half-heartedly, right? And it's only 1%, and I only wanted to get that 1% because by doing that, you can see I'm actually able to go down the marksman tree, get 2.5% attack, get 15% as well on my march speed. And what I actually think is the icing on the cake is I take 1.5% less damage. On top of obviously the damage reduction sheet is going to apply onto you. It's really nice, as well as Shower of Blows, really good skill for our Nico. And then we get the HP and finish off with 15% rage accumulation speed. So I actually really like this build. Even though we're not touching any of the end game talents at the back end here, I actually don't care. I really like the fact I've got all of the things I need for this march. So I'm going to be testing this out on the Kanara as a primary to see how much better it does compared to my Nico, right? So my Nico talent page, just to finish it off, is going to be this one that we're running. It's a pretty simple one. It's using precision and marksman this time. I still think precision tree is the best tree to run on marksman. So if you get the option to run it, I would preferably run it on them. It just does an insane amount of damage when you get the, you know, targets off and on and not worrying about your rage skill and you're kiting a lot. And I always love this new kind of tree that I've been going down, which is this is triple, you know, don't take any damage, and then we've got Shower of Blows. To finish things off here, I could have gone down marksman HP, and I kind of wish I did just to get a little bit of extra, but 1% extra damage to magic units ain't too bad at all, right? So that is going to be my page. You might notice it's not got that much rage accumulation speed. Again, as a T5 player, you kind of can step away from rage accumulation speed because you have the raw stats and the better units compared to anyone else that's on T4 or lower. So you're just kind of matching everyone else. So it is going to be talent for talent difference now. That's going to determine the, you know, T5s and then the artifact differences and obviously the hero skills after, right? So that's the reason I'm running that page. That's going to be my Nico page for that. So we've gone through already Nico and Syndra on pairings that I'm going to be rethinking. And then finally we've got Magra. And Magra I am going to be trying to run again with by Zeta. She's only 5112. We're going to be working on her later on after we finish potentially my Magrat, right? But I'm working on, sadly, Magrat first. But Zeta is going to be in the picture. I might try something else if I'm honest with you guys. I was debating to try with Magrat because we are healing and we're getting some nice stats here. With the new change, I might bring Grandma in. I'm not going to lie, I might bring Grandma in to allow my match to get that 20% HP bonus, as well as the counter-attack damage reduction and removing debuff effects, which is really nice. But more importantly, we're dealing damage factor now to the enemy in an AoE and applying infirm to the target and to two nearby targets. So with my Indis and Magra, you can imagine my Syndra, Freyga, and Nico and Kanara, if they were all one murder ball running together, they would be doing the most amount of damage possible as like an archer murder ball with a support, which is really interesting, right? So I have that option also. To finish things off, I am going to talk about some mages. We are going to be running some mages, and Indis is going to be involved in there too, right? So obviously Indis, I actually have made a brand new page for, as you can see. We're going to go and finish this page off with All Conquering and finishing it in with Force Field afterwards. But this page I actually really like, especially if you are choosing to use Indis as that support mage march with, and you can guess it, which I'm going to be doing, Valen, and you rock stuff like the Tear of Arbon, or you use the Breath of Gigantis. That's going to be one match I'm definitely going to be running in my main murder ball. It's just so good. It just doesn't really do that too much damage. It does enough for what it wants to do, but the fact that it supports so well to all of your other matches, I feel like it's one of the most needed matches right now, especially when you're trying to get that maximum potential out of all of your damage dealers. Then we've got Lilia, and the thing is with Lilia, again, I've got a couple of options with Lilia. I could run Lilia with my Atheist, which some people might be raising eyebrows on, but I actually really do like this combo. Some people are liking Lilia with Toha, but the problem is my Toha is 5-1-1-1. So what I would prefer to do is run Lilia with my Fear, even though she's not awakened. This would be a better match made in heaven in my eyes. On top of this as well, we could scroll down and maybe try and think of putting something like Wild Deer with her, just to give her the stats, the hit, the hero skill damage bonus, and she gets a 600 shield factor, which isn't too bad if you think about it for Lilia. So we've got a few options out there for my pairings, but you can mainly see I'm more Archer focused this season than I am mage focused, because I am an Archer main. I've kind of been one for a long time. I've always chosen to go down the Archer route and focus on these units. If you're wondering the pages I'm going to run just to showcase, this is going to be my Lilia page. It's not really changed that much, if I'm honest with you. It just gets you the most amount of stat sheet you can that you care about on this side. And then my Indis page, you saw the Indis page. This is it one last time for you guys. You can take a quick screenshot for it. And then my Valen page I'm going to be running is this page here. I actually really like this page. It's another support page. So either page I'm running, Indis or my Valen, it's a very support heavy page. This one is all about shredding. You can see their defense as well as removing attack and silencing their targets. It's a really nice little quality of life, which triggers Backstabber to give us more damage output for a support match. So that's kind of the whole creme of the la creme. If you're worried about my infantry, I am gonna, if needed, to run it. I'm gonna run obviously Goresh Skullgirl. I do have almost an awakened Nika, so maybe I might try an awakened Nika with something else like a Madeline or maybe an Indis, right? To increase the amount of damage dealt and even the counterattack damage reduction. We'll soon see. But mainly in infantry, we're going to be running this. And if you're wondering about calves, I'm not going to lie, guys, I don't plan on playing calves. I might unlock with new ones, but I don't plan on playing them that much, right? So that is my lineup I'm going to be running, right? So you can understand why I'm running these two guys now, and the whole thought process of me and how I think of how do I match my Syndron with my Freyga. Okay, maybe Syndron Freyga's too weak. I can go back to Syndron and Kanara. Okay, maybe run Nico and Guan Win. Okay, this may be too weak again. Run Nico and Kanara instead, and then run Syndron and someone else. And then same with Margaret, right? You can see my thought process is quite understandable, right? Through each of these different heroes we've gone through. So if you've enjoyed this video and you are ready like I am for Season of Strife and to see if the new map is as hyped up and is as good as it's going to be with the big open terrains, hopefully we have fun. That's all I'm going to say. And if you've had fun with this video, smash like, comment and subscribe. And until the next one, stay safe, stay sneaky. Peace out.